Hey guys, what's up? I'm Priyanka and welcome back to the Fanspire. Yesterday was an interesting clash between two of the top English teams, we can say, Chelsea and Liverpool. Quite an interesting match that went to penalties, and we are going to discuss that match today with two of our fans. But before we go ahead, we did get some sad news about the Australian cricketer Andrew Simons, and our hearts go out to him. In other football news and sports news, we also had Gokulam Kerala win the I League, so congrats to them. They've been terrific this season. And now, without any further ado, let's get right into talking about yesterday's game, which clearly was such an enjoyable game, even for neutral fans that were watching. So let's get on our fans for today. So first up, we have our Liverpool fan Nikita, Indie Cop. Hello and welcome to the Fanspire. So glad to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me, and I'm so excited to talk about FA Cup.
Of course, congratulations as Liverpool fans. It's going to be a
Same
good
to
Sunday
you.
for us. Yes.
Same to you.
So before we go ahead, would you want to tell us a little bit about your channel and your page and what you do?
So hi guys, if you don't know me, my name is Nitika, and I run a channel called Indie Cop. I make content on Insta as well, but mostly it's YouTube. And you can check out the channel. It's always really fun stuff because I don't like to get into that serious business. I like to make football fun. So that's what I tried about that basically. So yeah, do check out the channel in case you haven't.
Awesome, awesome. Do go check out our channel, give it a follow and a like. And let's get on our Chelsea fan now. Hello, Vineet. How
Hey
are you feeling this
Priyanka, hey
evening?
Nitika. I'm
I
good. Just by the worst way possible, I started my day off. I watched the highlights again. I mean,
oh
it just had to be done. But yeah. And before we move on, by the Nitika's channel description is there in the link is in the description, so you all can go and subscribe to that. So don't forget to do that because not only on our channel, we have seen her on many other channels we collaborate with. So like finally, it's glad like we are glad to have her, and just brilliant, and hope to have a brilliant discussion over here.
Absolutely. So just as Vinit said, he started off watching. We started off his Sunday morning by watching the highlights of the match. I don't know why would you do that, but Nitika, to you, how did you, how were you watching the match yesterday and your celebrations? Let us in on all of that.
I went to the screening and I was seriously scared because, this was going to be my second screening and I really wanted it to be like the best one for me. And I was scared that what if it doesn't turn out to be in my way, in Liverpool's way. So, and I'm very superstitious when it comes to Liverpool. So I might not go for another screening. So that's why I went for that. And oh God, what a blast it was. I made a vlog on it, means I'm going to edit it and put it soon. So that was crazy. The scenes were crazy, just to celebrate with people there because because of corona and everything there were no screenings and people couldn't celebrate it together. We won the Premier League, we couldn't celebrate it with fans. I think it was so sad. So that is how it went, and I came back home and I was just on Twitter, I was on Insta, I was checking out everything I could gather, any information about the players. And then I woke up in the morning and I'm on Insta and I'm like, okay, I'm on Twitter, the new video I can get of the players, what is happening in the dressing room. It's like I wanted that I should be there, just put a camera there and let me see everything. So that is how it went for me.
Right. We did get some good content. We got some cool things from James Milner. We got Virgil dancing. All the
अरे that
part of
filter यार क्या है वो Snapchat का filter, oh god.
And James Miller, as usual, his Instagram is just hilarious. He finds a way to make fun of something every single time. And yeah, just as Summer said, both the Liverpool fans are wearing yellow. But talking about the color yellow, very quick question to you: why was Chelsea wearing yellow out of all? Like what happened to the blue yesterday?
So actually, everyone expected and everyone wanted Chelsea to wear the yellow jersey because being an away jersey, but yellow has been lucky for us this season. And even the last time when Didier Drogba, Frank Lampard, everyone were there, We were still wearing the yellow that time as well when we won the FA Cup. We just felt that maybe just some sort of luck, some sort of superstition would come into play. Unfortunately, it didn't. But I don't think so. I can fault any of the players or the manager or anything because the game was brilliant. To go head to head with one of the best clubs in England for 120 minutes again is not a small feat. So just brilliant.
So before the match, Vinith, how were you feeling? Did you think that you had a shot at winning it? And probably, I know you would have hoped for a different result than the last penalty shootout we had. But what were your thoughts like before the game?
See, it was always going to be a close match, and especially if you're playing a final, regardless of who your opponent is, whether you're the underdogs or your opponent are the underdogs, you're bound to be nervous. Especially if it is a club like Liverpool who is playing a final again, and you have already lost to them on penalty. So it was sort of a revenge for us, but the nervousness always kicks in. But the first 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes when Liverpool were dominating, creating the n number of chances, I thought, okay, this is done here and there itself in the first half. But then Chelsea grew into the game. We had so many chances of our own, and we could have easily scored two goals there itself. Pulisic's chance, Alonso's chance especially. So, I just felt that at times both teams were unlucky for the efforts they put in to show that we had got no goals.
Yeah. So, Nitika, coming to you, obviously we saw patches of the game where Liverpool was so dominant. The passing was so fluid. We just saw some brilliant football. Do you think that we could have finished it in 90 minutes instead of just going to extra time and then going to penalties?
If there was one thing that I was hoping for, one second. My throat is gone anyhow. So if there was one thing that I was hoping for in the match, like before the match, that was that I didn't want it to go into extra time. I really wanted कि 90 minutes में खत्म हो and then we move ahead with it, right? And the way we started the game, I think हमने Chelsea को पूरा खोल दिया था. If you see field, and that was amazing. And the chances that we got, literally, I was on my seat jumping because I thought we're gonna convert that. Luis Diaz chance and Salah, then Thiago got a very good chance. But these were the chances that we should have scored, especially Luis Diaz. I think if that guy had clinicality, I'm telling you that he would be unbeatable. I think दो तीन defenders उसी पे लगाने पड़ेंगे just to control him because he is that good. So I really thought that we started the game very, very well. So 10 to 15 minutes of the game, I thought that we could have got like two goals. But that is the speciality of the cup. You won't see that, like last year, we जब Chelsea hara Leicester से, so 1-0 was the 8-0, 7-0. Had been any other Premier League game, we would have seen that कि गेम पक्का कोई ना कोई जीत जाता, मतलब ये ड्रॉ में नहीं एंड होना था. But since it was a cup game and that's what you see, ऐसा लग रहा था बस नेट के अलावा हर जगह जा रहे हैं. इतना सा उनका भी मिस हो रहा है, इतना सा हमारा भी मिस हो रहा है. So it felt like that. So but then clearly I think that the game could have been ended like that, and even from the Chelsea perspective as well, they got beautiful chances, but then there was Alisson Becker and he is brilliant one on one when it comes to anybody. So that save Alonso wala save, but then I got scared that we have to play a final, UCL final, and we need Ellison there. We know what happened with us last time, and we need the best of best out there in that match. So I was a little worried about that. Then Salah went off, then Van Dijk was not there. So there were those moments which were really sad and got me, during the match. I was like, come on, man, this should not happen. Yeah, there was that too. But then I hope everything is fine. And like, Klopp said that those were precautionary. So I hope they're available. So yeah, that is how it went.
Yeah, and just as
Like
you were talking about the shots on target, let's take a quick look at the stats. So as you can see, Chelsea did have 8, Liverpool had 12 uh,
these
shots
are
inside the
shots off target, and you can see the number of shots both teams took. Double digits for only two on target. Uh,
and
दोनों टीम ने
just
क्रॉस
wanting
बार
to
को बहुत
find the
बार
target.
मारा है. Both teams have hit the post. Both teams have hit the crossbar. I think it was, and for some reason, Liverpool versus Chelsea in the league will be high scoring. Like 3-all will get any day. But for the finals, always it goes to penalties. I have no idea why. But that like even Itika said, like we didn't want penalties as well. But I say laga ki the last 30 minutes, once it went into extra time, both teams sort of wanted it to go to penalty, especially Chelsea. One thing I just wanted to criticize Tuchel on, like I generally wouldn't, is the changes which he made. Like he got in Loftus-Cheek, removed him again. I mean, like his cameo was very limited. I don't think so. He even touched the ball, or once or twice he touched the ball before he went off. And he should have just kept Romelu on. So,
Right. So let's quickly discuss the penalties. Obviously, nail biting just makes our emotions just shoot out of the park in nervousness. What were your thoughts during that penalty? Of course, we saw some saves, and for Liverpool fans, we saw a Greek scouser just come on and finish it off in style. So,
Let me correct you,
Nitika,
the Scouser who's Greek.
who's Greek?
So
Yeah,
that's what
yeah, he's Greek.
typically.
He came out and said that yesterday he's a scouser who's Greek. But yeah, the passion that guy has is just crazy. Crazy passion for the club.
I
Yep.
love that, Simicus is a vibe. He's whole another vibe. Like, I remember Carabao Cup celebration. He didn't even play, but I think he was the one more celebrating. I think just look at that. It's so positive to see him. So the kind of signings that we have had now, like Simicus, Luis Diaz, they're very positive-minded people. I think that brings into the squad as well. वो होता है ना, जिंदा दिल बोलते हैं, like we use that term, that they don't fear anything, so they just go ahead and win the game and just play their game and be in the moment. I like that about it. And then when it comes to penalties, when Simicus went to take that because Mason Mount missed it, oh man, I thought that's too much pressure. And can Simicus do that? It's a huge responsibility. And it was asked, Klopp asked him that, at what number do you want to go? And he said that I want to be the seventh one. And he went, the confidence in him, yeah, it's not easy just to, he's a young player and then coming on like that and taking the penalty, itna pressure, it was their crowd behind, and still like doing it. He knows how much we needed that one. So I think the guts needed, the confidence needed, he has shown that he has everything to be the main guy of the team. That's what I feel.
Absolutely, absolutely. Vinith, your thoughts about the penalty shootout?
see, penalties at one point will turn into luck. Whether, however good you are in penalties, on that day depends how good you have been playing in the match and your luck as well. Because you could feel that some players would miss, some players will not like surely score. Like you see Thiago walking with the ball. I mean, the moment he walked in with the ball, he kept it down. I knew a Panenka was coming. For some reason, I knew a Panenka was coming because that's the confidence that guy has. And the fans relate to that. The same with Mount. The only thing is now he has missed in a Carabao Cup final. He has missed now in a FA Cup final as well. So, just like I'm not saying he's a bad penalty taker or anything, but again, he's also young. A pressure sometimes gets to him. So I'm not going to blame Mount at all. But I think he's the unluckiest guy right now to lose six finals at Wembley. And if you're of that country and to lose so many finals at the biggest stadium of the country, it's the worst feeling ever. And he just has to pick himself up and the team up because obviously we know what a brilliant player he is. So the penalties, I don't think so. I wanted to watch it. Matlab, like the feelings which we had as Chelsea fans during the penalty was sort of deja vu again and again. What happened in the Carabao Cup. So
Right.
let's see.
Vinith, quick question. What happened to Kepa? Why wasn't he there for the penalties yesterday?
I think like he realized that the whole debacle what happened in the Carabao Cup. But credit to Kepa, you could see him talking to Mendy when the keeper coaching staff or the goalkeeping staff was there. He was helping Mendy, and Mendy did make the most crucial save when needed. So credits to Kepa. This could be his last season, from what the rumors are. But to be fair, he has won the Champions League. He's won the Europa League as well. And the only thing like is another trophy which could have been lifted, but it's not.
Right. So let's talk about one of the best players from, in your opinion, from your respective teams in yesterday's match. Would you like to go ahead and name one?
Are you asking me?
Yes, both of you all can. You can go first. Ritika.
Okay, so if you're talking about the match, then there are so many names coming into my mind because Ellison, I can't imagine this game without Ellison that we could have won it. So maybe he is the one that was the most important for me. Then you can talk about Luis Diaz because as soon as Luis Diaz went off, you'll see that none chances were created, I think, from our side. We couldn't even try one. So that is what Luis Diaz brought. His hard work, his passion, the chaos he brings, the how deep he goes to get the ball and dribble it past the defenders and try and make something out of it. It's incredible what he does. So even like to point out how important Mohamed Salah was. He went out in the 31st minute, but then I always say this thing that people judge him a lot, that goals kahan hain, AFCON के बाद performance गया, यही था वो था पता नहीं क्या क्या criticize a lot, but then you don't realize that when it comes to Mohamed Salah, just look at that right side, just वो right flank पे तुम देख लो एक बार,
I think
बस
when
उसी को
Jota
देखते
came in,
रहना.
the whole shape was disturbed because on the right side he cannot play. Generally, plays on the left side.
Exactly. And the thing is that Sadio Mane has been doing so incredible well as a center forward. He was going so deep yesterday. Matlab, Mane had an incredible performance as well. Because you know what? We don't have Fabinho, and that is Fabinho is a very important player. No doubt how good Hendo is as a number six as well, and he had a very important game too. Like I said, I can't pick one because when it comes to Liverpool, they work together as a whole, as a full unit. So which is why I feel that even on the right flank, like I was talking about Mohamed Salah, he will attract at least two defenders of Chelsea will be on him, So uski wajah se a lot of space is given and provided in the middle, which is why I think Diaz gets a little space to go in and Mane gets a space to go in. And that's missing. So you'll see that there was a time when Thiago passed the ball to that right flank, but there was nobody because Jota doesn't have pace. I'm not criticizing Jota. I love him, but I'm just saying that he doesn't have the qualities what Salah has. So he didn't make that run. So there was a time when when Jota had to go ahead and dribble the ball from the midfield. But that's not something that he does. But he will be very good in the penalty box. So there's a little difference when it comes to that. And when Mohamed Salah wasn't there, it seemed like why he isn't there. Chalo, goals mat leke aao, but we need somebody like him at that flank. So that's why I feel there were many crucial players. Trent ke passes in that first half, those,
Crazy,
oh my
crazy,
god, that
absolutely crazy.
Sahi mein matlab what was happening, and he was so good defensively as well. What
Right.
could you expect? He was playing as a center forward, yaar. मतलब ट्रेंड का यही लगता है कि क्या position है. He's playing as a center midfielder or center forward. Just comes ahead so much in the game, and then he has to go back and defend as well because that. I'm not like getting into a conversation here that he's the best defender or not. I'm just saying that's the way we play, and a lot of hard work is required to do that. So that's why I feel that everybody was very important for us, so it's so difficult for me to pick one, but still if I have to, then I'll go with Ellison. I think we couldn't have won the game without him.
Right. That's really well put. And yeah, of course we have jokes here. Someone's favorite
So
player was
to
Lukaku.
to
Vinit,
be
like,
fair, like obviously Lukaku has been under fire this whole season, but he performed not the best, but the service to him was also limited. You saw his first match in the Premier League against Van Dijk, he struggled. वो तो दिख गया था कि he wasn't able to play against Van Dijk. But last night, we felt that he could actually dominate Van Dijk. There was a moment where he literally turned Van Dijk. The only thing is he couldn't take the shot off. So, he had a good game. He was able to lay it off. He was able to lay it off to Pulisic at one point where Pulisic could have finished as well. So that's Lukaku's best part right now, and that's what he's been doing the last four games, where he has been just laying off to the players, getting in the box, trying to create options. Once he went off, we saw there was no supply from the wing backs because there is no one in the box to either head the ball or just take the defenders out of the game. Like she mentioned that Salah, that is what he does. He runs with the ball. There are two players on him because you fear Salah. The same would be for Lukaku when there is a physical player in front of you. You're bound to stick with him. that creates space for players like Pulisic or Mount behind him. And like I was saying previously, that change where he went off, Loftus-Cheek came in, then again Loftus-Cheek went down, Barkley came in only for the penalties. That sort of disturbed the whole situation of the match. But other than that, I think the best player, I think one of the best players was Thiago Silva. I mean, he's 37 years old. Like, we praise James Milner as well because he's 30 plus, 33 or 34 he is as well, and his
Right.
fitness, the way he runs, he could have played 120 minutes if he would have started. Thiago Silva went down injured in the first half. He came back. He put in a match, brilliant performance. There was a moment where he had to go 1v1 with Luis Diaz. I didn't fancy him at all, by the way. I mean, it was like a Ferrari running against a Rolls Royce. That's what we call him at Chelsea. He's a Rolls Royce, which runs very slowly, gliding nicely. But he somehow contained till the players got off. Yes, he got a shot off, but you know, just to contain him till the defenders came in, that's experience. So he was one of the best players along with Jorginho. He had a brilliant game as well. But like Nitika also mentioned, हर प्लेयर ने अपना पार्ट किया. It was just that one spark of individuality is missing right now at Chelsea. That is why Chelsea last FA Cup triumph was single-handedly brought in by Eden Hazard. That spark, that individual brilliance right now is missing. As a team, brilliant team. No, like on a day, no one can beat Chelsea. But it's the individuality at some point you need to step up.
Right. So we have discussed about yesterday's match in depth. We've gotten all our emotions and thoughts out. But we have another question from Summer. Vinit, would you like to take this?
Yeah. So I don't think so. It's the mentality because if you are talking about mentality, we would have not come back against Real Madrid. We had to score 3 goals. We did score 3 goals. Modric was that one like the brilliance I was talking about. That's what Modric got on. That brilliant outside of the foot pass to Rodrigo. Rodrigo literally just had to put his leg in. That was super. And then obviously again Benzema with his brilliance as well. So I don't think so. It is about mentality because if it was about mentality, Chelsea wouldn't have even scored a single goal against Real Madrid because to go at Bernabeu against a full pack squad plus the stadium to score 3 goals against Madrid, them fearing us, I don't think so. Mentality is a thing. Carabao
I
Cup again,
absolutely,
FA Cup as well.
yeah. I'll just like to point out here, I absolutely agree with your point here, Vineet. Like you said, that it's not about Chelsea's mentality. I think it's also about Real Madrid's mentality at their home ground, and that
Exactly.
individual brilliance that they bring. Because see against Man City. It's that individual brilliance, yeah. It's about that Modric. It's about that Benzema moment. It's about that belief. It's about that, they have done it so many times and they know that, they have it in them and 3 minutes mein game khatam kar denge. So that's what they do. It's like Chelsea came there and I think that was one of the best games I saw Chelsea play. One of the best. So I was scared if they bring something like that against us in FA, that'll be really difficult to come back against, because we didn't have Fabinho, and Fabinho is so crucial for us. So I think that's why I was little scared, even though so many players of Chelsea were missing. But then again, I feel there were so many tight fixtures. Otherwise, FA Cup अब नहीं होता था, बाद में होता है थोड़ा. तो इतने tight fixtures थे and players looked so tired. एक time था बस passing हो रहा है, but they're just trying यार बस अभी penalties में पहुंच जाओ. It's not about just look at them how tired they looked, everybody of them on the pitch. यार. तो खुद को ऐसा हो रहा था कि यार सच में थक रहे हैं हम गेम देख के. So I think वो भी बहुत चीज होता है कि how tight the fixtures are. That's why I fully support Klopp here when he criticizes UEFA related to it, that तुम नेशंस लीग खिला रहे हो है ना, उसके बाद तुमने एक नया एक फॉर्मेट ले आए हो चैंपियंस लीग का. व्हाट इज दैट? दैट्स मोर मैचेस. यस पीपल लाइक टू वॉच इट बट दे आर नॉट रोबोट्स ना. दे आर प्लेयर्स प्लेइंग देयर. कितना लॉन्जिविटी कम हो जाएगा उनका विद दैट. वो अपना लॉन्जिविटी बढ़ाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं विद द फिजिकलिटी, विद द राइट डाइट, बिकॉज अर्लियर प्लेयर्स डिडंट डू दैट. And I'm going off the topic. I'm so sorry about that, but yeah, continue.
No,
No, no,
that
I
is an
completely agree.
important
I do agree with her
part. Yes.
because since last season, Chelsea has also played like 60 plus matches in a season. And right now, Liverpool is in that stage where they are competing for the quadruple. They are going to play at least, almost 60 matches in a season of what, 10 months, which is not a small thing. And we tend to forget, yes, we love to watch it, the revenue it brings in for the whole Premier League and UEFA and whatnot. That is why they're increasing the number of matches. But at the end of the day, these are players who are human. Like right now, also, like if I want to point out, we saw on Twitter, like there's literally like a civil war going on between Chelsea fans. Like we love Mount. Everyone loves Mount. But there are particular sections who are literally bashing him right now because he missed a penalty. I mean, it's understandable. It comes after a loss. Again, like I said, the Carabao Cup final as well hit us hard. And now to lose 5 finals in 4 years at Wembley is something which we it's become a habit, which shouldn't become a habit. At one point, when Jose Mourinho was there, when Drogba was there, Lampard, Terry, everyone, Wembley was like a second home to us. You come at Wembley, you're pretty sure not going to get any result. That was the mentality over there. Right now, it's become a course, a habit of losing at Wembley for some reason. Semi-finals have been brilliant. I spoke to Prasanna also about this last night on his show. That semi-finals, you know that Chelsea is going to beat them, but for some reason we get nervous in the final. Again, like Summers said, mentality. I don't think so mentality, because if it would have been mentality, Liverpool also was there. They could have finished it in 90 minutes, which they didn't. And Chelsea pushed them till the 120 minutes, till the penalties in the Carabao Cup, literally the last kick of the game. So, just the fixtures, like to continue on that topic, the fixtures, the tiredness, the mentality, many players coming from injuries. Kovacic we knew wouldn't last, or we were surprised he would play as well after that tackle. Tuchel also came in and said just because Kante wasn't fully fit, Loftus-Cheek, maybe he didn't trust too much in that position because Jorginho and him both would play the sitting role, which would, just not create enough chances, because he did say that he was surprised how his ankle fit in the shoe. So you can imagine how swollen it must have been after that tackle. And, and now both the clubs are going to play 2 or 3 days later. So it's the fitness, it's the tiredness, fatigue, which comes into play as well in such big matches.
Absolutely, absolutely. You all have both highlighted like really important points. As you said, the players are human, and the run of fixtures and mentality and things like that, which do come into the game. And as fans, we sometimes just tend to not, not, you know, see it. But yes, we have another question from Samar. Would you like to go and answer this?
See, शादियों का पेनल्टी के लिए मतलब पेनल्टी समथिंग दैट यू कैन नॉट रियली blame on anyone. Just like Vineet said that there's a section of people who are criticizing Mount. I understand you have emotions, you wanted to win, but there are players playing there. I think उनके ज़्यादा emotions होंगे. हम तो चाहे जो मर्जी लगा लो, they are giving it everything to be there. हम तो still fans हैं. They're the ones who are experiencing it on first hand. And Sadio Mane, when he went to take the penalty, I thought पहले तो सबके दिमाग में आया होगा Senegal versus Senegal. We'll see what is going to happen in that. And I don't know. I was really confident I was like, Sadio will convert that, because that has happened. He has converted the winning penalty before. So I just felt that maybe he didn't like अगर साला होता वो बहुत ही ऐसा जोर से मार देगा कि अगर वो सेव भी करना चाहे ना तो वो रिबाउंड में वापस चला जाता है नेट में so something like that I felt that was a little lazy from him and Sadio is not the sort of person who will put his emotions on sleeve so you'll see when he was coming back खुद ही हंस रहा था कि मैंने क्या कर दिया and all मतलब in that regret मतलब I was thinking Sadio अभी मत कर भाई अगर हार गए ना तो बहुत backlash मिलेगा मत कर क्योंकि I love the guy. I absolutely love him because there are very less people who will wear their emotions on sleeves, and that's what Sadio Mane does. And I think it happens. Yeah, penalty is something that you can't judge a player with. If you're doing that, I think that's absolutely wrong because Mount was incredible. उसके दो last matches देखो मतलब you will not see a player like Mason Mount. And coming into this game, I was seriously scared of Mount man because oh I think he's a brilliant talent. He's such a young player, and just missing a penalty doesn't mean that you'll just discredit of how good he is. So I think that Sadio Mane has had incredible season. He has played almost every game, went to AFCON, won so many things. He is in World Cup, you know. So I think that credit we have to give to the guy because he has been brilliant. And I don't think that वो Mane का penalty affected anything at all because ठीक है इक्वल हो गया था स्कोर देन इट वाज जस्ट लाइक क्या होगा अभी पहला जिसने भी जो हारा एंड इट्स लाइक गॉन एंड देन didn't expect that from Simikas, so I'm just so proud of the team.
Okay, and before we end, Nitika, of course, Liverpool have a Champions League final to look forward to. We also have a couple of games in hand. How are you looking forward to these upcoming matches?
Are there any matches? Because I'm not really thinking about it at all. Because
To
it's
be
like
fair, I don't want Liverpool to win the quadruple, man. Like, बहुत ही
nobody
ज़्यादा
wants. See, that
I
is
mean,
what now. It's like अरे टुकल पेप एवरीबॉडी लाइक जेलिंग अप टुगेदर लाइक जैसे हमने पता नहीं क्या कर दिया भाई वी आर द वंस गिविंग कंपटीशन टू मैन सिटी आउट देयर वरना क्या तुमको फार्मर
that,
वाला है थिंक अबाउट इट वो कब से जीत जाते एंड इट हैज बीन हैपनिंग फ्रॉम द पास्ट 5 years हैड इट नॉट बीन फॉर क्लब देयर हम कोई भी सीजन होता वी वुड हैव वन द प्रीमियर लीग एंड वी वुड हैव हैड लाइक 2-3 Premier League trophies now with us just because there is Pep, just because we are giving them competition and not making it easy for them to go ahead and win it. So people are not giving credit to us for that, but they want
no,
Man
to
City
be
जाके
fair,
जिताए.
right now the number of points Liverpool has, United won the title 7 times with lesser
Seven
points.
times.
I mean,
Exactly. That's what.
I told like this discussion with Prasanna also happened last night where I told them I admire Liverpool because right now the change Chelsea is going through the whole season, how the season was, you know, like a blue moon sort of season. Ownership problems, players leaving, almost half the squad is going to leave. New players will be coming in. Like overall is needed. And if I want to look at one club, it will be Liverpool. I mean, regardless of the fact that I hate Liverpool as a club, it is an ideal club to look forward to because you can see like the money they have spent effectively. It's not कि हाँ भाई जाके 100 million खर्चा करो एक ग्रेलिश आ जाएगा एक मस्त हम लोग टाइटल जीत जाएंगे. It's not that. They spent what 30-35 million on Luis Diaz, and you can see he's much more effective than Jack Grealish right now. And Allison and Van Dijk came in with the sales proceed of Coutinho. So I don't, and the net spend was lesser. That is what they needed: the right scouting, the right structure. So, like everyone hates Liverpool for the reason that right now Liverpool and City are successful. Like the same way everyone hated United previously or hated Chelsea previously because that time they were successful. But I think that is the hate which you should be
That
happy about
comes with the
because
That
yeah,
comes with the job. I absolutely agree with you. I remember Klopp का जब पहला सीजन था and at that point of time people were and यूरोपा के फाइनल तक मतलब ऐसे हम पहुंचे and everybody is like अरे यार what a man मतलब what a manager यार what is this because they didn't expect that we will turn out to be what we have become now. Touch wood अभी भी है मैच खेलने को. So मतलब I just feel that it just didn't turn out to be like that. So that's why people were like praising and that's what happens. अभी आर्टेटा वाह भाई आर्टेटा क्या कर रहा है कॉन्टे भाई कॉन्टिन्यूस स्पर्स को यहाँ लेके आया ये होगा दैट्स व्हाट आई एम टेलिंग दिस इज व्हाट हैपेंस बट जब वो तुमको ट्रॉफीज के लिए compete करने लग गए ना दैट इज व्हेन थिंग्स विल चेंज एंड दैट इज व्हेन there will be hatred because you want your club to be there and that's not happening but still like the question was regarding the games. I'm going with Klopp like what he says just take it game by game and I'm not even thinking about Real Madrid right now चाहे मैं जितना मर्जी बोलती रहूं but it is there in the back of my head but I'm not going to speak about it because it's too much pressure. It's too much pressure when you think about it like that. So I just hope that players are fit. There are 2 games left and hum wo अच्छे से कर ले and players are fit and fine and we get enough rest and then we just go there with the right mindset because you know what, had this season ended with just one Carabao Cup I would have been disappointed because the squad deserved more. They were incredible. The way they put up the performance in the show, that was insane. That's why I think that we definitely deserved it. अभी FA कप आ गया ना आई एम satisfied कि 2 ट्रॉफी आया है हमारे पास. We had a very good season. These were the 2 trophies that Klopp didn't win and now we have the full set of it. So it's okay. अभी जो भी मिलेगा ना that I'll say कि चलो भगवान की कृपा है हम पे और क्या मतलब that's all I can say right now because yes we deserve to win. I'll say again we deserve to win the quadruple because we have been that good. एंड ऐसे चांसेस हमेशा नहीं मिलते यार, ये एक एक आधा एक सीजन ऐसा बनता है, तो अभी अगर बना है, सो आई वुड लव टू गो ऑल इन अबाउट दैट। बट आई डोंट थिंक दैट सिटी इज लूजिंग पॉइंट्स एट ऑल। वो तो रोबोटिक मोड में चले गए हैं, 5-5 गोल्स अगेंस्ट टीम, अगेंस्ट वुल्स, जो कि हमारे अगेंस्ट देखना कैसे टर्न अप करेगा, कि हमको एक गोल निकालने में मुश्किल हो जाएगा, सो दैट्स गोइंग टू हैपन। सो दैट्स व्हाई आई फील दैट
What are your
आई एम
thoughts
नॉट
on
थिंकिंग।
Haaland coming? Haaland coming to City, like uh, the title, Premier League title, it looks like set for the next 5 years with City, something like that.
That's why I'm saying that this is like scary. We don't know how he's going to turn up, okay? But
Yeah.
just the persona of the player is huge, and he's coming in a team जो already without him 5 goals मार के Wolves जैसा team. I'm not saying Wolves is a world class team. I'm just saying defensively they had the third best record City and uh, after City and Liverpool. So just think what they did, and उनके against 5 goals मारना, I think that's insane. And with Haaland in it, and that Kevin De Bruyne and Haaland link up, भाई, it's I don't want to think about that. वो अगले साल के लिए छोड़ देंगे। अभी जो है अभी यही है या।
Yeah.
Right, right. Yeah, let's take a last question before we end from Loudmouth Football. Chelsea gave their best, but they have said something about consistency and the starting 11. Vinit, would you like to answer this?
He has a point. The starting lineup has changed a lot over the season. But to be fair to Tuchel, he didn't have the players which he required. Like Chilwell would have been a confirmed left wing back in the finals in all the games. He got injured. Kovacic was injured. Jorginho was injured. COVID hit Chelsea badly. Like literally almost 10, 14 players and staff were out with COVID. So he had to change, and the players he brought in weren't performing well. Like we talked about Lukaku. When he came in previously, the whole interview thing, he played like some 6, 7 games, didn't perform. Havertz came in, performed for 2, 3 matches, again dropped off in the last 2, 3 matches. Werner was poor through the season, played 2, 3 good matches. So that is the reason the squad has been changing a lot. And this was his first full season, Tuchel's first full season, where he made zero signings. Like Saul, okay, it's fine, but I don't think so. He even wanted Saul just for a backup. He kept Saul in the team, but other than that, he had zero signings or zero marquee signings because, like you saw, Lukaku, we were excited when he came in, but we saw what happened. I mean, to be fair, he's been doing well now, but and I want him to stay personally because I want him to prove us wrong because right now the fans are backing him as well. And with him, we know that he's a brilliant player.
Absolutely. This has been a great discussion. I know we can go on talking about football for hours. We always say this at the end because there's so much to talk, but we shall end for today. Hopefully, we can get back on another time for another match and discuss that more in depth. But thank you so much for coming on. It's been absolutely great having you both. Thank you so much.
Thank you
And
for
yes,
having me. It was really fun. Didn't expect that 1 बजे तक मैं उठी होंगी वैसे, because had a really long night. And then I realized कि 12 बजे कौन सा 12 बजे चल रहा है ये, कि इतना डिस्कशन चल रहा था ना हमारा when we were talking about it. मतलब यार, मतलब I thought 12 अभी अभी बज रहे हैं. Then I realized I just woke up. Like shit, I have to go for that. And चलो, it was really good. Had so much fun. Didn't expect that कि इतना लंबा बात होगा. So it was really good. Thank you for having me.
thank you so much for coming on. It was absolutely a pleasure. And yes, to all the people who came in and put in questions, thanks a lot for joining in. Of course, you can see are on Instagram and Twitter. Do follow us. You can see it on screen. Till then, we'll be back with another episode, another pair of fans, some more banter, some more discussion. Stay tuned, and thank you everyone for tuning in. We'll see you. Bye bye.
Okay.